this guy, Joe Rogan, who believes in dragons. I checked it. He believes in dragons? He believes in dragons.
Did you triple source that?
Yes, I did.
There's a group of people that say that dragons were real.
He believes in dragons.
Did you triple source that?
Yes, I did.
So it's like the science is saying that if there were lizards big enough to fly around and eat people, they didn't have bones that could fossilize.
So it'd be like an eagle.
Right.
And he also thinks that dragons, like dinosaur-y type of animals, roamed the earth when people did.
Now, are there any stories of dragons, like written, like in the times of people that they actually had the written word, or is it just depictions?
I don't know. Not my field.
Yes, Joe Rogan has changed his bow on X to dragon believer after the view Joy Behar insulted him on the air. I don't know if you've seen this, extremely concerning. Sometimes I look at these people, I didn't believe that Joe Rogan would reply them. I'm going to show you all the videos. According to this tweet, the view Joy Behar says people like their shows because they tell the truth, unlike dragon believer Joe Rogan. The view believe that people trust them.
People want us divided, and they aren't just here in this country. They're foreign adversaries who are infiltrating our social media because it is prudent for us to stay that way. So when you see something that really pisses you off, you should triple check that one. Yeah.
But I think that's why people like our show, because they know that we are checked by ABC News. But
we're checked by everybody.
Yeah, I mean, if we're wrong, we have the legal note here.
The human legal.
But we went from Walter Cronkite, basically, to this guy Joe Rogan, who believes in dragons. I checked it. He believes in dragons. He believes in dragons.
Did you triple source that?
Yes, I did. And he also thinks that dragons, like dinosaur-y type of animals, roamed the earth when people did. So this is the type of really, really bad information that's going out there.
Well, in defense, there are some really good news.
It's possible that Donald Trump did roam the earth when dinosaurs were here.
There are some really good news kind of influencer types, and I think it's great that they're getting information about global and current events in front of younger people who maybe don't tune into traditional media. But to Sarah's point, there has to be some fact-checking and actually verification of the things that are shared, because I spend a lot of time on Instagram Reels, and I'm served up things that I get outraged about, and then I realize, oh, that's not even true, but I have the sense to go and look it up. But what I do worry about with this, like the Blue Sky versus X, because a lot of people I follow on X, Twitter, have now left to go to Blue Sky, I worry we're all going into our own echo chamber. So we had this, this election that was tense. Donald Trump won, and the right is going to stay on X, and then the left is all going to be on Blue Sky. How do we try to talk to each other?
Unfortunately, I will have to say, the other side, I think, has driven people away, because it's not just discourse. It's nasty name calling and coming after your family, and I'm going to do this to you. And I don't think anyone should have to take that from anybody if they don't have to. Well, so I'm not sure. And I think a lot of Republicans who also are getting that because they have opinions that may differ from what is being said, they're moving as well. Because, and I know why also, because, as I believe, Elon Musk is the actual vice president.
Yes, I'm going to play the video so you can see at the end that Joe Rogan is not a dragon believer. The way they made it on this show, struggling to pull this out, like people trust them. They are fast and reliable people. Reason they read legal notes on air. They read legal notes simply because they want to cover themselves. They make a lot of mistakes. And to avoid lawsuit, that is the only thing they can do. Let's forget about what these people do here daily. Joe Rogan on that segment is not a dragon believer. I don't know if she just read something without actually watching that video. Joe Rogan had to even share the link on X for people to understand exactly what they were discussing.
In, China, South America, Africa, all these different, Rome, all these places, images depicted people fighting dragons, right? And every dragon was slightly different, but it was all a giant, scaly animal that could fly. So when you break that down, you think about the fact that large birds had a hard time being fossilized because their bones are so porous, right? So because they have like hollowish bones, they break down very easily and they don't fossilize. So the group that says this, basically they're saying the evidence is the reason there's no fossils of dragons is because they had bird bones and they were actually very delicate animals. But a handful of these a small population of these giant flying lizards existed and basically encompassed all these different countries where they all depicted fighting dragons in their own way, and they were all killed off by, knights or whatever it is, and then didn't fossilize.
What?
So it's like the science is saying that if there were lizards big enough to fly around and eat people, they didn't have bones that could fossilize.
So it'd be like an eagle.
Right. And that's why, that's why all these human populations around the world have depictions of them, because they did actually exist.
Now, are there any stories of dragons written in the times of people that they actually had the written word, or is it just depictions?
I don't know. Not my field.
That would be interesting because are these depictions ancient accounts told by generation after generation, passed down?
I think so. I don't know. I don't know anything about dragons or whether it's real, but I think it's interesting to think, oh, well, the science supports that if there were flying lizards, their bones wouldn't have fossilized, and these have been passed down, stories that have been exaggerated and passed down from generation to generation.
And some of them breathe fire, but some of them don't, depending upon
which culture it was significant to.
I wonder what the fire is supposed to represent, or they're just people are full of shit.
Probably that one.
Yeah, it's probably made it sound even cooler.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Not only did I kill him, he was trying to burn me.
At the end of the day, you will realize that Joe Rogan don't believe in Dan. I don't know how this lady watched this video. Or is it she's having a problem to just comprehend simple clips like this? They went further to discuss theories why people used to do this with these depictions of this dragon, things like that in ancient time. That was just all what they were discussing here. I didn't see where Joe Rogan, believed that it exists or it was there. This is even an old video. I don't even know the year Joe Rogan did this segment. To see the view spewing this, melting down, it is beyond. In fact, I cannot even doubt because they are fond of that. They are trending on social media as a result of this, which to me, it is insane.
I have a legal note.
You want to take this one, Joy, or are you
Matt
good?
Gaetz has long denied all allegations and has not been charged with any crime.
That's true.
Also, another legal note, Pete Hegseth's lawyer said he paid the woman in 2023 to head off the threat of a baseless lawsuit. He has denied any wrongdoing.
That's interesting. Pay off the witness.
1 in 5 adults regularly get their news from influencers on social media. The number is even higher among younger Americans, with almost 40% under the age of 30 getting their news from those sources. According to the Pew Research Center, the social media site X remains the most widely accessed platform, followed by Instagram and YouTube.
I mean, that comes obviously for political news. And Mike, that's the challenge. You grew up in a newsroom like Gene grew up in a newsroom. I mean, that's a challenge for a lot of mainstream media sources is, do they make themselves relevant again to hear 20% of adults who actually get influencers on social media?
I don't know
maybe somebody who makes baskets, and while they're making baskets, they look up and say, vote for candidate X.
I don't know how we make ourselves relevant again, because we can't compete with 20-second snippets on an iPhone, walking up the street,
morsels,
getting your entire news digest of the day in less than a minute on your phone as you're walking under the crowd with coffee in one hand and your phone in the other. I don't know how we catch up to that.
If you see the mainstream media melting down every single day, it's as a result of this. They have lost the narrative. They used to believe that people depend on them on news. People don't watch these people again. They prefer to get their news on X. I myself, all the videos I create here, I get from X. So these people should just get off the X.
Elon Musk bought X and turned it into the social media arm of the MAGA movement.
Check on X right now. MMBC is trending.
I have a legal note.
I do have a legal note. Thank you, Whoopi.
Play that sound for me again with what Oprah Winfrey said.
What do you think about all the celebrities with their mass exodus?
Over these numbers. $10 million for Beyonce.
Oh, is it true that they paid you $1 million for the endorsement for Kamala?
Not true.
Not true, okay.
I want you to know what would change after doing this.
I'm gonna shake it off.
Figure out a way to say thank you.
No matter how you disagree with someone politically, you should never pray for this.
That guy.
I mentioned that guy's name. He's such an absolute prick. I can't stand him. But anyway.
Hey there. I'm guessing you're not doing great. Me neither.
Let's be honest, it was a terrible night.
What will the rest of us be doing on day one?
Now, well,
Bishop Vigano, he says that
a lot of people were confused about why
the sacrifice. But that's okay because you know what? Listen,